Guys, this is a more slow version of Mad Max Fury Road. Now, I'm going to go through it again because it's just my thing. Mad Max Fury Road is directed by George Miller, written by him, Brendan McCarthy, Nico Latharis, comment if I pronounced the last name wrong, stars Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, Zoe Kravitz, Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter, and Nicholas Hoult. And it's about this guy named Max Rockatansky, who is a former cop, who lives in this post-apocalyptic world, who has just lost his family. If you've ever seen the original, like that's really if you've seen the original, it's kind of just the basic thing. He lost his family, he's going through some sort of stress about it, he's traumatized by the experience, and he's captured by these people known as War Boys, and led by this guy named Joe, who is a very menacing villain. Like, he's a guy who he rules this place known as a citadel. It's full of crops, yeah, it's full of water, which is a basic need in a post-apocalyptic desert world. Shit. Australia, you can believe. Yeah, it's Australia. And it also has, he harvests breast milk from mothers. Like, he forcibly fertilizes them to get the breast milk because, I mean, anything close to water, which is a valuable resource in this desert. And actually, he goes to deliver gas, and also gas is a resource too. I mean, I think a financial crisis took down Australia, making it a desert wasteland, post-apocalyptic. And Furiosa is delivering gas to this one city, and she decides to take a detour, but it turns out she's delivering wives. She's delivering these people, known as wives, who are the people who are forcibly being fertilized in order to harvest breast milk from them, in order to, she decides to get them from point A to point B, which is this place where also is full of great crops and is a safe haven for them. And of course, this leads to a massive chase, and somehow Max gets involved on the action. So does this guy named Nux, played by Nicholas Hoult. Like, he tags along with Furiosa and the wives, the two of them, and they still try their best to get to the safe haven while also trying to be careful of Joe, his team, his war boys, and the other war parties in this crazy underworld from George Miller. I loved this movie. This is my favorite movie of the year so far. Why? Because this is an action movie that does so much right. The action's amazing. Holy shit, it's insane. To know it's mostly practical effects is unbelievable. Like, according to Miller, 90%. And there's some great CGI, but I swear to God, the CGI is so beautiful. It is real. It's convincing. Unlike today's movies, even though they have big budgets, what do you waste that money on? I don't see you wasting on practical effects. Are you just getting drunk every day? Is that what it is? Or just hiring hookers? I don't know. But this is an action movie with a lot of things. There's actually depth in this. There's actually a lot of character depth. There's also personalities to these characters. Now, I want to go through the acting. Tom Hardy is so great as Max. He's a great successor to Mel Gibson, who originally portrayed him in 1979, 1981, 1985. See, this is a reboot of the original trilogy that George Miller created back in the 70s. Well, really in the 80s. First Mad Max, then The Road Warrior, then Beyond Thunderdome. This is a reboot that came out 30 years, exactly 30 years. Yeah, I don't want to do that, that was so stupid. 30 years after Beyond Thunderdome. And this is a great reboot. This is one of the best, probably the best I've ever seen. It's a fantastic reboot. Like I said, there's depth to these characters. There's actually some surprising emotional moments. I was actually really surprised by that. Like, Tom Hardy manages to be a guy that you understand him as a person without really having a lot of dialogue. He gets a lot of screen time, just like Furiosa. I believe Furiosa is really the person with the most screen time, and I think she's the best. She's such a great badass female hero, and she's probably the best I've seen since Black Widow, maybe Emily Blunt's character in Edge Tomorrow, but she cannot beat Ellen Ripley in Aliens. Hell no. That's how cool she is. She's such a badass, but she's also a vulnerable character, just like Max, the wives, everyone. Because these people can get hurt. That's why I like how this movie manages to differentiate from action movie cliches, because people can get hurt. They can't just get shot and like, oh, it's fine, I'm walking it off. They don't do that. They can't walk it off. It's really sad, because you lose the essence of what makes them a person. Also, they're just a bland action hero. They're just nothing really interesting or really compelling. It's just sad. There are some surprising emotional moments. I actually admit I teared up a few times, and even the characters do in the film, and it's real. See, these characters are vulnerable emotionally, mentally, physically. They can get hurt, they can get stabbed, they can even be killed. That's one thing there, like, I don't know what I'm saying. But these people, there's a lot of people that can die, they can get hurt. Also, surprisingly, how violent this movie is. This is rated R, but seriously? Holy shit. The violence is unbelievable. My god. Holy shit. The characters have such bizarre personalities. There are some cartoonish characters. Sorry. Sorry about that. These are some people who these people have some personalities. Like some of them have ones that border on cartoonish, yet for some reason are believable thanks to good acting, writing, and direction. George Miller manages to recreate the post-apocalyptic world that Mad Max created back in the '80s, and it's just awesome to see it. It's violent, it's fucked up, driven by need for gasoline and water. It's just really smart. I actually admit it was actually pretty smart when involving like the battle, you know, how valuable, the resources that are the most valuable. It's not gold or money or anything. That's worthless because of a financial crisis. It's really gold. It's really gasoline and water because those are really just basic needs. To be honest, the cars they're driving, that isn't doing anything. Now, I don't know the car Max drives. I think it's called like some sort of like a Pursuit. Something like that. Comment below if you know what it is. It appears in the movie briefly. It's unfortunately demolished. Then it's repaired and seen again. Although he doesn't drive it a lot, which is a little disappointing. But overall, I didn't really care much about that. Would have been nice to see him drive it though. Hopefully we'll see that again in future films when he gets a car like that again. Yay, I want to see that again. We all do. Hopefully this movie will make a lot. It might not become the next Edge of Tomorrow. I seriously don't want that. Edge of Tomorrow was a good film and it should have made more money at the box office. I seriously mean that. I clapped and cheered when this movie was over. That's how good it is. I admit, I actually teared up in those scenes, but also the action is fantastic. The action is so insane intense. Knowing the fact that most of it is practical effects is fantastic. I mean, there's some unbelievable scenes, such as there's actually like a band playing during the chases. Like a guy with a guitar that blows out that just has fire shooting out of it. How does that not insane and actually kind of cool? I actually admit it was pretty damn cool. Also, like the guys playing drums in the backgrounds, it's just cool to see the unique imagination and originality that this movie has. I wish I'd see more in action movies today. We don't get that. We never do. This is really one of the most original movies I've seen this year. I mean, the creativity that George Miller puts in this movie, it's really unbelievable. The characters, the depth, also the story. This movie tells a story, though most of it is really just a car chase. He brings a lot of depth and personality to it, and he gives us a unique world. There's a lot of great world building, and I'd like to see more of that in more films. Also, I really like the script. The script is really good, because not only does he manage to tell a story, though it's mostly a car chase, he gives us characters that we are engaged in, a story that we are engaged in. And the pace keeps moving along. That's the benefit of his direction. He keeps the pace moving along perfectly. He just, holy shit. He does it right. He gives us a lot of great pacing. It never really lagged for me. It always kept moving along. That's one of the best things. One of the best things about plots like Raiders of the Lost Ark, the hero keeps moving. That's one of the best benefits I can give that movie. Because I mean, who doesn't love Raiders? Screw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Why Steven Spielberg and George Lucas? Why? Anyways, there's also, it's just a really good movie. I loved it throughout. I mean, clapping and cheering at the end of the movie. I'd never done it before. It was awesome. I couldn't get enough of it. I mean, I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see more explosive action and practical effects. But I got what I got. I came for what I paid money for, and I got it. And then some. I actually admit some of it actually subverted my expectations because there is a really interesting story, very interesting world that George Miller created. And there's a lot of great characters and personality. And also the use of practical effects is just so refreshing. This movie's so fresh in a genre that's become so overridden with crappy CGI and overuse of it. Just not giving and lacking that sort of believability in the action sequences. I know you're trying to be fun, but if you're trying to make it real, then do what you can with practical effects. Okay, sure, I thought Age of Ultron was really good, but we all agree it was Jesus Christ. Still really enjoy the action movies, they were fantastic. But this, probably better than ever. This one of my favorite action movies of all time, guys. That's how good it is. Probably my favorite of the decade. My favorite movie of the year so far. Could it be beaten? Possibly. By what? To be honest, guys, I only have one film that could probably beat this, Star Wars Episode 7, and that really has big shoes to fill, not only for a big franchise, but also for what I got out of this movie. This movie, Star Wars Episode 7, needs to really beat my expectations, to really surpass my expectations, truly give me something that not only feels like Star Wars, but also is better than Fury Road. And I find that really hard and believable, but we have to wait and see, which is months away. Holy shit. What is it, like 7 months away? Yeah, 7 months. 7 months and 3 days, actually. Interesting, I actually know that. But who knows? I thought someone was going to come in my room and interrupt me. I didn't want that. 5 out of 5 for Fury Road. I loved it. It was awesome. The action was amazing. The acting was great. The stunts were fantastic. They were intense. The acting was just, oh my god, they were unbelievable. I seriously want to see more of that in action movies. Now that's really saying high expectations, but I would love to see that, especially when the lost art of practical effects is coming back into use and is really helping really satisfy audiences and really give us great believable action sequences. Just give us something new, give us something, old-fashioned. And I like that. The use of old-fashioned techniques with a modern tweak to them really just gives me something, just really leaves me in glee and really leaves me satisfied. I really love that. I want to see more of that, guys. I really do. Anyways, guys, my review for Fury Road. Comment below. What did you think about it? Do you think it's better than some of the original trilogy? Do you think it's the best of the series? Do you think it maybe not as good as Road Warrior, which I heard is the best in the original trilogy? Comment below and subscribe to my channel for more videos.